Sorry, family. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they back to I talked to them about it earlier. Someone already took it. Someone already has it. Someone already has that time.
Can we do it
We got the last
tomorrow?
one. Yeah, we can schedule it.
Yeah.
All right. Siami family. This video is going to hurt like no other pain that a person at this time in juncture who is clinging to this is going to feel. Like, it's going to be devastating, very devastating. See, this message is not going to be for the faint of heart at all. This is the absolute truth as it's pouring out. Like, and it's going to hurt. Like, shot in the heart, hurt to each and every one of us. Like, that type of hurt, that you're gonna be like, your mind, when you leave from this live, your mind is going to be oodles and noodles, and you are going to understand how the power of the Most High, how his mind is totally different than yours or mine, has been conditioned. Please hear me out. Let's go. Father, as this message pours out of me like oil, fresh oil, let the hearers hear what you are saying to the Bantus. May the veil drop from all of our eyes as the ministers of righteousness are brought forth. May your truth outshine what was put into the darkness. And may the darkness begin to turn into light. Expose the power of our adversary. The Zemi Yamazulu, bring forth your holy might. No weapon formed against us, and no weapon will ever prosper. As we are going forth to you, our Heavenly Father. We surrender all. Everything we think we know, we surrender it all to you. We lean not to our own understanding, but let your word be true. We believe with everything that's within the fiber of our being, even to the point of dying for our testimonies. We hear your call. We want to settle the debt that has caused our fall. Bring us back into your kingdom. In the mighty name of Yesaya, come. I know y'all felt that, because I felt that too. Like, that was some powerful prayer right there. The Father is with us. No matter what they say, man. No matter what they say. See, you can't be moved when people begin to label you a devil. You have to understand, we are in the world. Listen to this. Where they don't accept the truth. The truth is labeled voodoo. It's labeled voodoo. And then think about Kimber Vita. What was she burned for? Because she was burning roots. She was labeled a witch, and they burnt her down in the forest. So now watch this. Since the world cannot receive the spirit of truth, whatever, since we're in, so like it says, woe to those who call what? Evil good, and good evil. And all the enemy did was, let's do this. Y'all ready for this? I don't know if people want to like listen to this afterwards. Because this is about to rock some minds right now. It is. It's about to rock some minds. Sabi family. It's about to rock some minds. All right. And everybody know, but to say like, wait a minute, it don't, but dang, it does make sense. All right, so look, the world don't accept the truth. It can't submit itself to the truth. So what they consider to be truth is actually what? Witchcraft. But then what they reject is labeled as voodoo. Father was like, they turned my truth into voodoo. I was like, voodoo? Like, what the fuck? Voodoo? And then you look at what voodoo was. We used to hear like they be cooking things in it, and they be cooking what? Just getting herbs. We're living in a world where, look at this, pharmaceutical drugs. Watch this. Pharmaceutical drugs that's supposed to help you, helps one area but mess up 7 other areas at the same time. And then you tell them about it and they be like, you know what? We have risk. We have weighed the risk and we weighed that you being hurt 7 more times. As long as this one area is completely healed, we have done our job. And then you see another person, they end up getting cancer. from taking all this pharmaceutical stuff. The world is prescribing this. So then think about it. Holistic doctors, what happened to them? Let's look up. These will be people who deal with the earth, like herbs, like the same one, like women who was considered to be witches, storing up their brews. You know what I'm saying? Now you start to be like, oh, that makes sense. Dang, how you put that? Look, watch this. Watch. Listen, family. Look how fast they died. They died like witches. Look. You see this? 2017. Now, why in the world would we want to kill the ones who deal with the earth? Herbs, roots, you know, stuff that deals with the beginning, you know, anything that's ancient, that's going to cause you to live for a longer time. Even though it may not have a lot of taste to it, it will be outlawed by the pharmaceuticals because it will be putting their medicines to shame, like Dr. Sebi did too, right? Dr. Sebi would have been considered as a witch doctor. Do you understand, Ma? In the world, they reject the truth. So the truth, they call it devil worship in a different form. So they lock away the truth by calling it voodoo. And then they over-exaggerate the truth in the movies. When you start seeing what these people, I remember I looked at, they said, what they say? They said that when people who have seen Kim Paventa, they say they labeled her, the Roman Catholic Church labeled her a witch. Now, because she can talk to the Father and she mess around with roots. They heal the body, which is like doctors. They didn't need doctors. Where have you seen them talking about they had to go see the doctor in the old times? Where? No time. When you get to the New Testament, yes. Old Testament, there's a difference. Prophets heard from the Most High. You're going to live, you're going to die. They was living on the word. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word. And the word that came out the prophet's mouth, that's what they was living by. So the Father, when he was amongst his people, he always had his word amongst them. It was in their judges. It was in their prophets. It was in their kings. But then when the prophets, the kings, and all of them could be bought out with money, they began to turn away from Yah and got into idolatry. So then the word of Yah became famine, or it became distorted. So every single king who was misusing his word was taken into captivity. Every single one. And they were destroyed. So you don't play with the word at all. But that's exactly what the enemy would do. Watch this. This is about to hurt, right? I keep telling y'all it's gonna hurt. This is going to hurt like crap. Watch this. He makes his ministers. What the? This is the Father. But that's not the one I want. There it is. You know, marble. There we go. All right. We see in scripture, this is about to hurt, man. I'm so serious. It's about to hurt. All of us, we about to get hurt. Do you understand? Your mind is about to be so blown. You better be like, dude, what did he just say? What? Are you? Well, I'll be dang. Watch this. Satan is the what? Let's see what this say. Oh, he's the God of this world. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Does that mean he ruler? Okay, got you. All right. So we about to play with this for a little bit. Just play with it. See how this all put together right now, because right now it's hurting right now. So number one, it says, all right, the God of this age. Who? So we're already in the new age. Like this whole people be talking about like new age, like it's like, oh my God, this new age doctrine. And they don't understand like this whole entire age. Listen to the name of it. Age. So if Satan is the God of this world right now, this would be the new world order. This whole entire thing. This new world order. Like the whole thing. Understand? So it'll be new age. Everything will be new age. So if Satan is the God of this world, do you think he's going to literally write truth? Or what's the truth? Or is he going to label it voodoo up in his mouth? I know it makes sense, but it hurts. Like, how does that make so much sense? He's the God of this world. What do you think you're going to label the truth? Voodoo. That's what he's going to label it. He's literally going to label it that. Why? Because he is, and then you look into it, like, can't prevent her. What did the church say that she did? They called her a witch. Because she could pray. So you gotta understand. So now the main thing so it's like a no marvel. So if Satan is the God of this world, the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel, the glory of the word, who is in the image of Yah. For we do not proclaim ourselves, but the Messiah as the Most High, and ourselves as the servants for the Most High's word. All right, so watch this. When I was up in there, I was in the restroom. I was like, if I was speaking like they turned my truth into voodoo. Like they call it that. I was like, are you serious? And I started looking at it, I was like, he's the guy. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. It would be hidden right there in plain sight, but no one would touch it because of this. But then if you look into what is being called, these different things, it would be straight up crazy. Now, I'm not saying go into the other thing, I'm just saying what they will be labeling our stuff right now at this moment. So when we're talking about doing things like Dr. Sebi, think in your mind that is voodoo. But they call it national remedies. Now the other stuff, when they be up there dancing by fire, I don't know nothing about all that. But, or that's what, and then Father's like, he said they over-exaggerated like the truth. They over-exaggerated some stuff. So when everything is in an over-exaggeration, we don't even understand or even see how westernized our minds have become over here in this world. Like, seriously.
Stop. I said stop.
Most High is way beyond this world will ever even think on how he is. They cannot comprehend him. So the enemy's job is to always try to keep us bound by what he wants us to think. May the Most High be praised. So he blinds the minds of unbelievers. So like, watch this. Let's look at some things. Why this is coming on the light of the gospel to bring some witnesses out here. Watch this. And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as a what? Angel of light. This will be what? Our pastors, right? For such men are false. A what? Apostles. Deceitful workers. So the enemy will say the truth is voodoo. Then turn around and say, hey, there is the light for you. And then be what? The beast. Which is what? The Roman Catholic Church. Do you see what just happened? I told you it was going to hit you. You'd be like, dude, no, he didn't. And then think about it. Father is now calling us up out of her. If she was so good, he would let us stay. Who is she? And then she got a Bible. And then in another part, they made where it was unauthorized. I wonder why it was unauthorized. I would be reading every single thing that they said it was I want to undo. I want to read. Okay, so this was unauthorized. Okay, cool. What that book is, what that book look like. So you begin to start seeing, you have to think in the opposite. So think about it. Goshen operates by what? Opposite. I know y'all can't play with it. Y'all can't play with it. You can't play with it. You can't play with it. So when they're keeping Passover, we're supposed to be keeping what? The Feast of Tabernacles. So if we're keeping everything in opposite on that way, then to balance it out, that means everything else must be opposite. I'm just saying, it's crazy, right? But then it makes so much sense. The world hate these people. You will be hated for my name's sake. Look. So you had to be false. So you got T.D. Jakes. This would be what? Satan masquerading himself as an angel of light. Come on, somebody say something for me. Huh? Deceitful workers, Benny Hinn. Come on, talk to me. Masquerading as what? Apostles of Christ. Apostles of what? Of the Most High. What did the Messiah say? He says, beware of many people coming in my name. Watch this. But we would have never ever thought it was them because we was brainwashed to think they was the light and was programmed to believe and to hate what they were hating. Oh, I know it hurt. But I don't promise but to get the truth. That's it. Y'all good? So no, it's crazy, right? So Father said what? Tell the people what? Detox themselves from what? Detox themselves from this medicine, some pharmaceutical medicines, like detox. He didn't say like get off it. Some people are like, I'm just gonna cold turkey. He said, tell the people to detox themselves from the medications and to find what they need in a herbal roots sense. Anything that comes from the earth, tell them to get their remedies from there. Now watch this. Goshen's probably like, yeah, I remember that. How long ago was that, Goshen? A while back. This is before we know about Jonathan, Pastor Mello. You understand? In fact, it hit our whole entire community. I started seeing so many people on Dr. Sebi. Like literally, everyone began to go to a Dr. Sebi diet. Like everybody. And then when we moved, I started seeing when the white people start to do that's when they moved in on Dr. Sebi, killed that man. It was already in his pockets trying to get his recipe. And now all these white guys like, I got this diet. And I was like, that's Dr. Sebi, fool. Never ever want us to ask for shine. He was the one who changed the game. Who in the world has healed anyone from AIDS? Tell me. None of them white people have ever done that, ever. But a root doctor. How could they fight against it? And what they've been fighting against for so long, the Father calls for it to outshine all of their so-called medicines. Oh, praises to the Most High Yah. Oh, praises to Him. Showing the pharmaceuticals with they battery stuff like we taking crack. Gotta take my crack today, but I don't like crack though. Don't even know what it's fixing. But at the same time, what it's fixing is damaging the other part. And they say we have waived the damages. Your body is expendable in these areas just so we can fix this one part. Are you kidding me? You ain't nothing but property, a product. That's why as soon as you're born, a birth certificate is already attached to you. In life insurance. So the moment when you die, we have the certificate to say that we owned you, and we get our payment soon as your death and funeral is through. You the cattle. That's why they feed you pigs. Because they want you good and fat. That's why they don't care what they feed you. Because you haven't realized yet. If you want to know where you're at, look at the food. You are in prison. And they put on a happy song to keep you mellowed out. And they hope you never ever find the truth. Because they need you like they need you in a cage like a little mouse. Don't find the roots. And they're making everything around you artificial. The food is getting nastier and nastier. People will begin to start to lose their minds without malnutrition. You understand? That's what's happening. They're trying to fry people's brain. Your mind can only operate so long without having the right nutrients in it. It doesn't matter what it is or what you do. If you don't have those nutrients, your body begins to dry up and begins to die. You have to have your body in the right nutrients to keep your body balanced. You can exercise and everything else. But if you don't have those right nutrients, you can still die and be in good health. what America considers to be good health may not be. Just saying. When are we going to stop truly listening to the ears of our enemies? Listen to their words. Father told me so far, and I'm telling you now, get off of the red meat. Cut it out. Done. Finito. Don't even think about it. No steak, no beef, none. Father was like, son, when you came out the fast, he was like, all right, cool. He says, I'm pulling meat from you. I'm not pulling all meat from you. You got some chicken and some fish, but you can't have any more red meat or beef. I was like, okay. So something is about to happen to those two elements. Since I am who I am, he's giving me warning. Let me warn you right now. I don't care how much you like it. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Let the beef be. Let the beef be. Leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone. Something about to happen. Some people about to become a sacrifice. I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. And I think cannibalism is about to start replacing the meats that people be eating. This stuff is about to get sick. Feel like I'm about to go puke now. Nah. I'm trying to turn to the edge. You trying to turn to the edge, like, do it, puke. Puke his guts out. Like, no, I know it's real, right? So, people know, like, oh, he sent us straight to the devil. I knew it. He said he was the son of Lucifer, right? Now I'm saying what they want to say. He's like, blessed are you when people call you what? Devils. For they did the Son of Man the same way. The way he healed people was not the same as other people. All right, so we need to have the right nutrients, because obviously the nutrients they've been talking about has been a lot of starch. Dr. Savvy, he gives you what? He says, first he says, forget their charts. So I'm not saying anything more than what Dr. Savvy said. But I'm saying it now in other areas now. We need to change our mindsets. And I think even he said it himself. He says, he said a lot of things of what I'm doing right now, meaning people were burned at the stake. Or they were killed. Now, watch this. They were killed. And watch this. This is what I said. They were killed like witches. There we go. Look at these. Look at these. Why are they dead? Why Why are they dead? It was like hunted down. They was like these people. I'm talking about when they were dying, it was like a consistency. You were hearing about their deaths. It was in the news. It was in papers. There was like a notice, and then it was like no one just really just thought about it. Then he was murdered for having $30,000 going through the airport. For real? But he cured 13 people who have full-blown AIDS. And who is the God of this world? You understand what I'm saying? Now, how many people have been treated of AIDS with the pharmaceuticals and got healed? How many? Not one. But he had record proof on how many people were healed completely of AIDS. And they wanted his head because there was nothing they can do against him because the people stood forward and spoke on his behalf, brought forth the evidence and everything. So the truth will be labeled voodoo. And then the tree of life began to pour out of him. He began to speak, but it was foreign when he spoke. He's like, we like when you talk about here, but we don't understand about this part right here. So people would take this to medicine. We need to ask Father to give us discernment. I'm talking about true discernment. Think about it. What side will we really be standing on right now if Noah was here? Truly, this ain't about no contest. This ain't about none of that. All that stuff can burn and fry and die. Because at the end of the day, if we didn't do what the Most High want us to do, we all fry. Did you get it? This is the truth, the absolute. What side would you be standing on right now if Noah was here? Because that's where we at. How would you be if you was locked in Sodom and Gomorrah? How would they see your truth? And how would you view theirs? How would you view theirs? See what I'm saying? But we've been conditioned to believe what the enemy put before our face. Because in a lot of those other books, it had the very same things. And I heard, what's his name? Dang it. He used to come after people all the time. And I heard even Deborah, or Watchman, one of them say that. I heard a couple people say that they like the Bible. No, Darby. He said he liked the Apocrypha. Apocrypha's cool. He said, but in certain parts, he's like, I don't know, I don't like it. And then I remember the Church of Israel. They said they liked the Bible, but they wouldn't mess with the Apocrypha. He said because it started getting into some witchcraft stuff, where a person was cutting up a fish and sending up a prayer. And I was like, and it was so quick how he said that it had voodoo in it. But it's right here in the Apocrypha, the book that they unauthorized the book of Yasher. It's like in every, I mean, these different things in here, and then when we see them, we like, our mind's like, oh, that's voodoo. But it's right here in this book, though. What about Bel and the Dragon? Am I making sense? The truth has been outlawed. It has been unsanctioned, has been disallowed, because the Satan is the God of this world. So therefore, he's not going to be allowing any truth. And therefore, the world cannot receive the truth. Therefore, everything that they see as truth is really voodoo. And then what the truth will be labeled will be voodoo. So there we have the real voodoo, which is really portrayed as light. You understand? The Father is coming against America, is he not? But it's been portrayed, everything but America has been betrayed America. What? False apostles? Come on now, y'all know this is the truth. Deceitful workers, masquerading as apostles of what? We know this. How many times has Benny Graham or Benny Hinn swing that jacket around? And we was like, bring that coat around coronavirus. I was waiting for that battle. I say, like, man, we're gonna be all right. With Benny Hinn in this jacket, ain't nothing gonna get through that jacket. He done knocked down so many people with that jacket. He don't need to come but he can't come by himself. You need to bring that jacket and swing that jacket around all over Corona Town. I didn't see not one deliverance minister come to the street or go to a hospital to lay hands on anybody, but they have all this power. But that's what we was programmed to see. This is truth. When not the Father say this is false, a lie. That's what voodoo is. Lies. So then the world will be labeled as, the truth will be labeled as voodoo. Meaning what? It will be outlawed. So we got the Bible. And then we need the Apocrypha. But they did not authorize it. Now watch this. The moment we begin to go into reading the Apocrypha, we begin to start seeing the truth. The truth about everything. So, when you talk about New Age, let's listen to the words. New Age would be something that is not old. It's a new world order. The Father already had an order. Then he tells us to do what? As for the ancient past. Let's look at that. This is what Yah says. Stand at the crossroads and look and ask for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is. Now think about it. The medicines that they used to give me, each time I would begin to take them, I would hear the Father say, "You kill yourself." It threw me in like a blur. I'm like, what? I said, but the doctor prescribed this for me. Next day I got up. I wanted to make sure I took it because I didn't want to, whatever. Just took it. So I take it. I got really like, you're killing yourself. Go. Father, I was prescribed this. And later on, each time I would take it, I felt like I was killing myself. Then I went to the doctor. They was like, we gotta send you in for have your blood checked. I was like, for what? They said to see if you got kidney damage. I thought you said you got me something that was like wasn't harmful. Oh no, that's harmful. You mean I could be killing myself? All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Why would you give me something that's, I mean, that's why, you want to, he's going to check you out every 6 months. Every 6 months. What's going on between that time? What's going to be happening to me? Went to the doctor. Oh, my mama, after get my medicine, start asking questions. Hey, I noticed right here, like y'all can't be serious with it. It fixes dicks, but like these other things begin to start happening over here. What about that? Oh, well, the doctor's already weighed the difference. And there's a way that even though that might be an inconvenience to you, is a way that it's needful. It's within reason to get this problem solved. And we'll take care of the other 7 problems that will occur from fixing this first problem. But let us first fix this one problem. I was like, they don't care about us. They don't care about us. I don't care what you say. They don't care about us. The nest is about to start getting shaken. So we can think about leaving. Anyone telling you to stay, may Yah have mercy on them on Judgment Day. The Father is going to give us a sign. And that's why he got us on his timeline. Only those who can see the light are the ones who won't be left behind. Father's real. And that's why we're in a world where they always mock him. Think about it. They mock him. They mock the Most High in all the movies, or they're always trying to challenge him. Think about that. In America, and they allow it. They're always challenging the Most High. Do you understand? The word says, woe to you who calls good evil and evil good. Woe to you who calls evil good and good evil. Judgment Day is coming. Judgment Day is coming. Woe to you. I want to play with that. No. They're conditioning the mind to wax cold. Look, coronavirus is designed to divide everyone up. Where everyone used to be so quick to help out, everyone's hands gonna begin to pull back. Think about that. I got a prophecy my father gave to me and told me what coronavirus was about. And he said one of them was it was going to divide the people, divide the nations. Let me see if I can find it. Baby, can I get some water, please? My voice over there sound like Mr. Frog and Kermit. It's a lot of writings. Like a lot of writings. Oh my goodness. Now watch this though. I'm still trying to find it. All right. Now Christianity will be painted as what? Righteousness. Now, do we need to take a trip down memory lane of Christianity? So before like everyone hear the trigger word voodoo, begin to start running, right? As soon as we hear the word Christian, we want to sit down. See how your mind is right now? Ouch. What's been labeled Christian has been seen as righteousness. Seen as righteousness. The God of this age has blinded the mind of unbelievers. People don't even believe. So they cannot see the light of the gospel of the glory of the word, who is in the image of Yah. So everything will be in reverse. Way in reverse. Today?
It been like that. I thought it was an auto box. The whole time with my phone.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
For everything is in reverse. Like everything. And it's going to be even that much more. Think about it. If they begin to start outlawing certain foods. Think about that. There was this older prophet. His name was John Paul Jackson. He saw in certain areas of the world, it was like this perfect storm where people were being outlawed from listening to this to grow their own garden. Listen to that. Think. Where we heard that before? He heard, this was like over 7 years ago. If you look up John Paul Jackson, he died 2012, 2000, something like that. 2015, I think, from cancer or whatnot. But he had already spoke this like years ago. That, and I was always looking for words because when he spoke, even though he was white, it happened. Yeah. When he spoke, it happened. But no one denied. It didn't matter what color he was. When he spoke, shut it down. It happened. You know what I'm saying? Don't care what nobody's. It happened. See, we need to start knowing that the Father just moves on whom and whatever he chooses. We can't put him in a box. How you think we would come out into the light? Father will have to use some of them to speak the truth. Little seeds of truth. To start to awaken something inside of us. You have to have the right shepherd over you. You could be the chosen. You have the wrong teacher. Think about that for a minute. You're going to miss your season. I don't know. I feel like I was supposed to be doing something. And I feel like I'm just out here. Wrong teacher. Right season. Wrong teacher. So the Father, the steps of a righteous man is what? Order. That means your teachers in either ordered by you. So that means in every single part of my life, and I can attest to this, there's always been placed a very older man than me over me. Every single time. I have noticed this. I remember I was young. I would notice that people would say that they would tell me before they get there, I was like, no lie. The place is off the chain, bro. It's blessing. Dude, man, we can do what we want to do. It's chilling. I mean, it's in my head like, man, this is the place I need to be going to, bruh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a job there. Man, I get there. Go through the little process, hiring process. I get on there. See you tomorrow. Okay, cool. Get there. And it was like, as soon as I come through the door, they was like, man, I don't know what's up. I was like, well, it was like, man, I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden, man, everything changed. What you mean change? Like, man, like they becoming stricter or something. Like, I can't deal with this. It's crazy. We're like, when this happened? Like, man, this dude, like, as soon as you came in here, man, like, before you came, dude. And then I hear people say it all to me, like, in every job, before you came, dude, before you came, we was able to do this, able to do that, but when you came, dude, that is like on lockdown. So I still hear that, like, the steps of a righteous man are ordered by, you've been ordering my steps every single time. So when I go to the job, if it was lax, as soon as I get there, discipline must come in. Things must be done in a certain order. As long as I'm at that job, okay, cool. Leave from that job, go to another place, and it happens every single time. Because I think I'm gonna go to a lax place, like, man, it's gonna be chill mode, yeah. As soon as I think I'm gonna get there, because it's gonna be chill mode, they be like, as soon as you do, it was so relaxed. But man, when you got here, it's like they just tightened up or something. I wasn't getting it. The Father was ordering my steps. Listen, the same with you too. The remnant You understand? The Father's been making you, molding you, using every single situation that the enemy can put you through to make you shine forth as either a diamond, an emerald, gold, a stone, or wood, dirt. But it's going to give glory to the Most High, because he said, in a great house, there's not only vessels of gold, silver, wood, and dirt. Some to honor and some to dishonor. In a great house, meaning everyone don't have the same position, but we're in a great house. We are together for truth. Whether that means that we have to come against the truth that we have known to be truth and was told that it was the right way. And now we see it to be something else that we're not even supposed to be touching. Because even the, oh my goodness. I saw it. You doing it, Father. Come on. Let's get it. I got it. What's this? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Father. You are so good. Watch this. Oh, praises. He is doing, he is speaking. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. You are so good, Father. Thank you, Daddy. Yeah. Watch this. Here we go. To the angel of the church in Thyatira write, these are the words of the Son of Yah. This will be what? Yah Congo, right? Yeah, it's that name. That name is different. It's outside of the name that they will want you to call upon. Think about that. His name is above every name. His name is above it's different. It's not the same as every name. I stand alone. Yah Congo, that stands alone. It's not Jesus Christ. It's not that name. Huh? You're going to say the name right. Truth is not biased. It's absolute. We ain't looking to have our ears tickled. Speak the raw truth. These are the words of the Son of what? We ain't going to say the Son of Yah. That's for foreigners. We begin to put his name in there. These are the words of Yisayah Congo, whose eyes are like a bird's, a blazing fire, and whose feet are like polished bronze. I know your deeds, your love, your faith, your service, your perseverance, and your later deeds are greater than your first. But I have this against you. You tolerate Christianity, Roman Catholicism, them to tell you what the truth is. Watch what it's going to do to you. And what he calls voodoo, right here in front of your face. So the devil's going to call what the truth is voodoo, and the Father's going to tell you what the voodoo is right here. Look, let's go see. Now you tolerate the woman Jezebel, the snake, who calls herself a prophetess. You got the popes, you got your pastors, prophets, appointed apostles, evangelists. These are the ones masquerading themselves as what? Ministers of righteousness. No, masquerading themselves, right? And we see everything coming up out of them is wicked. All right, go back. Go 7. Oh. Yeah.
Like when they take communion, that is into that. Like Bible teaching.
Yep. Yep, we be doing rituals. We've been doing rituals in church. Listen, Passover, excuse me, Passover is once a year. When you hear the Messiah, he says, I was eagerly to keep this with you. That's not something he's keeping every single month. You know what? I just felt I should take communion. I know it hurts because some people are probably still doing it in the truth right now too. Like, I just felt I needed to take communion, so I just did it. No, you turn it into a ritual. In that sense, he says the Father don't hear people who pray repetitive prayers. I said he don't hear people just pray like Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. He don't hear them kind of prayers. Just saying. He don't hear them kind of prayers. He don't hear them kind of prayers. I'm sorry. You might start off there, but he don't hear them kind of prayers. You better start saying something. Because Jesus, 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 Jesus is going to get you killed. You better learn how to have something in your mouth. You better learn how to converse. That's a person that's not being real. You can talk to your homeboy in the street or talk to anybody else or talk to that woman. When we come to him, I can't say nothing but Jesus, 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 Jesus. Are you serious? You better sit your butt down somewhere being fake. You better come up here and talk to me. That's my father be like, ain't nobody worthy coming before my face. Because they want to come before him all pious. That's why he says the one who comes humble before me, I will lift up. And everyone else want to come to him pious. They have to bring down low. We have been fooled on our Lord's number. Now watch this. This is what witchcraft is. Let's go into it. And it tells you, right? Am I making it up, family? See, they want to start a war, but they don't know who they start a war with, baby. A witness. All right. But I have this against you. You tolerate that woman, Jezebel, who that is. Rome. Jesus Christ. That's what they told you his name was, right? But that name's supposed to have power though, right? From Jezebel, who gave it to you. But there was no letter J around. Hold on, wait a minute, hold on. What did he just say? There was no letter J. Hold on, look at this. J was invented when? See, people want to open their mouth about New Age doctrine, but don't understand the same thing that they're trying to vouch for is actually the New Age doctrine. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. Look, it hurts. Everything is in reverse. It hurts. I know. People are like, what? What did you say? Yes, everything is in reverse. Listen, they keep telling us like this. They want us to call on the gods of our ancestors. That's ancient. How long has Christianity been around? Oh, that's New Age. You got our book, but you got New Age tactics. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Let me show you something else about this New Age doctrine. So there's this letter J that's created when? It wasn't until 1524. Right? Now a name had to be created to keep us in slavery, okay? If we was called on a real name, he would have to set us free. But this name did not mean salvation. It meant earth pig. And people are like, man, that don't mean nothing. What was you doing at that time, my family? Eating pig from the earth. I know it hurts. It hurts. Everything has a purpose. Everything. So the fact that we have the name Jesus and it means pig, we was eating pig. Oh, just like we didn't have the word of the Most High in our mouth no more, so he made it everything like we was eating abominable. So everything that we would think about in the word or as the word will be abominable. So everything that we do will curse us because we're doing things that bring forth the curse, which is go against the truth. But the moment we begin to do what the Father said to do, which is this, to keep his Sabbath, true Sabbath, health begins to come back to us. Because we're in America and they tell you to work all day, every day, without giving you a rest. But the word says what? You need to get some rest. They work from sun up to sundown. When the sundown went down, they didn't work no more. They couldn't do anything else. America works constantly. Sun up to sundown, to sun up, to sundown, to sun up, to sundown, to sun. You see what I'm saying? With no respect for him. But then would tell you, this is how you get to him. And then we start to find out that all these big head wigs are Satanists. And you are the sacrifice. And that's the truth. Pigs to the slaughter. Pigs to the slaughter. Now listen to this. You tolerate that woman Jezebel, who you call what? Friendly now. Think about it. We embrace the enemy. Because we hear the word Christian, we begin to become triggered. Like it's all good. And we're seeing the Father is turning everything twisted upside down. What the whole world has received and caused the world to believe was good, he has flipped it on his head. Most of the heinous crimes is coming from the so-called church. Because they try to hide the word Bantu, which means the people. So they created the church. Everything that's false must come down. Stand with truth and live, or stand with false and die. Only those who are standing for truth will survive, because the Father will see you as his own. Anyone scared to stand up for what is right, you will be labeled a coward. This is the time to stand up. Don't run, don't hide. Stand for the name, Nezembi Yamazulu, or Nezembi Ya, Yisaya Congo. But I have this thing against you. You tolerate that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess, a teacher. Your oppressor made himself your teacher. taught other people like us to keep us in a mental state mind as the oppressor against us. Think about that for a minute. And each time that we hear something close to what Massa done said, we good. Anytime we hear something that talks about freedom, we run and say, go tell other people, that's a cult over there. We gotta stay with Massa. And the Father's been trying to free you from Massa, which is America. But it's going to be in reverse of everything you have been taught. You have to unlearn it. Let this mind, it don't automatically happen. You have to let the mind of the word that is of the word be in you as it was in the Messiah. You have to let it. The church always said, like, just let this mind, like it's just gonna happen, like magically it's there. No, you have to let it. There's gonna be a struggle. This makes sense, but this don't make sense. The part that don't make sense is probably the truth. Because you've been conditioned to think this way. I had to put it to me in the song. I know. If I told you the perfect plan, would you follow it to the T? Or would you make things up as you went along? Because many things are hard to believe. Now, I know you're going to get tired. I know most time expires. I know what you don't know. I just need you to carry on because I know. He said the truth might be hard to believe. Seems strange. Think about Noah. What you doing, Noah? You doing an ark. What kind of voodoo is this? I mean, can you imagine him being the outward they were calling him? Think about it. The truth of whatever salvation is that the Father's going to be bringing, the enemy's job is to lure people away from it by whatever means he can. Now let's keep going on with this. Now the Messiah is going to call what witchcraft really is. Let's go. So far he's talking about this woman, Jezebel, who calls herself, wait a minute, a prophetess. Now in the church you have prophetess, right? Prophets and all those other fivefold ministry gifts. And a pope can be added, right? Okay. Now, by her teachings, she misleads. So what did she teach us about the name of our Messiah? What name did they give him? Baby, what name did they give him?
Huh?
What name did the church give the Messiah?
Jesus.
Jesus? Yes.
Oh.
Jesus. Look what it says here. By her teaching, she misleads. Did it say lead you to the truth? Did it say it misleads? So her teaching misleads my servants to be sexually immoral. Watch this. What's this mean? You start becoming sexually immoral with these other gods. Because in Christianity, we learn how to do what? Keep Christmas. And you can't forget about him. Christmas him. Thanksgiving him. Halloween him. Easter him. Just him. Abominable. Ugh. Him. She is fitting this bill perfectly. So now we're going to go ahead and go backwards because of Kerry Anne. What she done said and what she done revealed from God. By her teaching, she misleads my servants to be sexually immoral and to eat food sacrificed to idols. Even though I have given her time to repent of her immorality, she is unwilling. Behold, I will cast her into a bed of sickness. Where are we at right now? Coronavirus, right? It's putting people on a bed of sickness, literally. Watch this. And those who commit adultery with her. Who? The church. This false doctrine, you are susceptible of dying by receiving the wrong doctrine. You mark yourself for death. Look, but I will cast her into a bed of sickness, and those who commit adultery with her would suffer what? Great tribulation. Tribulation is coming because of Christianity. Do you understand? America has called herself a Christian nation, therefore makes her a witness against herself. By herself, she makes herself a witness against herself. Like, hands down, right? Now, behold, I will cast her into a bed of sickness, and those who commit adultery with her will go into great tribulation unless they repent of her deeds. What come up out of her? Watch this. Then I will strike her children. Now, who is her children? Would that not be her believers? The ones who hold to her mentality? Those who have been called on the name of Jesus, they've been struck down. No power, no authority during this COVID-19. None. But all of a sudden, we just go back to believing because it seems so pseudo. You got me bent. If you don't start at this climb, stop looking back. Because anyone looking back is not fit nor worth. Now you can get caught in with them smooth words of hers, like the Bible talks about and warns against. Let's keep going though. Who's casting spells on what? Let's do it. Behold, I will cast into a bed of sickness, and those who commit adultery with her will suffer great tribulation, unless they repent of her deeds. Then I will strike her children dead in all the churches. It's not the churches, the Bantus, the people will know that I am the one who searches minds and hearts, and I will repay each of you according to your deeds. Watch this. But I say to the rest of you in Thyatira who do not hold to her teaching, say, what? So the Father, no, the Messiah, the King of Kings, is saying what I'm saying. Literally, watch this. Who do not hold to her teachings, let it go, unlearn it, and have not learned the so-called deep things of Satan. Oh, he called this church, their teachings, witchcraft, parading as light. And it's the greatest mystery ever, right? Like, can you imagine everyone who's ever got their license from the devil? Your license to preach, teach, came straight from the devil himself, masquerading as an angel of light. You were so special. So special. Something probably told you to pull back, like, nope, I'm gonna go get my stuff. Something probably kept telling you, Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. And then something inside you pull it out. I'm going to get it. Greed, lust took hold. You can't say that the Father never warns. The Father always warns. So we can, before we get mad at other people who point the stuff out, we can't say like, well, the Father had to warn you. He had to. But that's just to warn you right now. And next time something like that happens, then the Father nudges you. Don't do that. I'm telling you, all right, even when I was in Christianity, there's still a difference. People will be like, well, when we was in Christianity, we was blind. Do you understand? The only reason why you are here now was because you was able to hear him. I'm going to say it again. Because you can feel him. Even if you was trapped in a building, there would have been nothing that would have kept him from coming to get you. Because as long as you can hear him, he can lead you out of anything that the devil thinks he's going to try to trap you in. Because you can hear him and you fear him. Those are his chosen elect. They look to him like, Daddy, I need you. I'm not independent as the world keeps telling me to be. I'm independent. And the more you keep saying you're independent, you keep the curses upon you because the curse is going to be in reverse. Father, I can't do it without you. I'm interdependent. Without you, I'm going to die. Without you, I'm going to be cut off. I can't do it alone. I can't do it on my own. I need you. The world told me to do it on my own and it messed me up. It kept a curse on me, but I can't see that I'm independent. I'm interdependent. That's when you become whole. The struggle in your mind. The whole time you're telling you independent, you start to see your flaws and everything like that. When if you so independent, your own conscience will begin to go against you. Like, you so independent, huh? Well, why couldn't you do this then, huh? You had to go do this to get this done, huh? Shut up. You're like, what's wrong? You okay? Like, yeah, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? You know, just you know what I'm saying? I was just thinking out loud. Nah, the most I was dealing with your butt, telling you ain't independent. Each time that lie would come in, the Father, think about this. If the word of the Most High comes out and the enemy is on guard, trying to snatch that out your heart, can you imagine each time that the enemy throw his seeds out, how the Father trying to snatch those words out of our hearts, trying to cause a barrier, trying to stop something down, and we keep trying to force his hand to let us have it. But he loves us so much. I can't tell you how many times Father has kept me from trouble that I didn't even know I was going to go into. I was in Korea, 2005. Oh my goodness. I was all the way up in Korea. It was beautiful, family. And, you know, I'm in the military. The troops, they want to go out. They're like, hey, Brad, man, we about to go out all the way down to Seoul. I was like, for real? There's some nice little honeys out there. I was like, for real? I was like, yeah. Dude, I want to go out there and let's go do it, man. We're going to go to the bars or whatever. Yeah, let's go. Soon as he left, I heard the Father was like, don't go. I was like, what? Don't go. Oh, no. No, you always taking something from me. Can I please just go? Please, can I? Oh, please, son, don't go. Don't go. Please don't go. Oh. I'm in Korea, dude. Like, I'm in Korea. I want to go and just wild out. I just want to go chill. I want to go just see the sights. You know what I'm saying? Just let me go play for a little bit. Don't go. It's a 2-hour drive from where we are at. Don't go. I just keep hearing them say, please, son, don't go. So my bro come back in. They were all ready to go. He was like, all right, bro, we ready to go. He was like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up? I thought you said you gonna go. I was like, yeah. Yeah, what happened was, I can't go, man. I can't go. He said, what happened? He's like, what? Did you get in trouble or something? Like, what happened? I was like, so just like, I just can't go, man, not this time, man. Maybe another time. He said, well, all right, man. I said, well, y'all just have fun for me. He was like, okay, cool, man. And so he left. I was pissed. He never let me do nothing. Never. I was like a little baby. I'm sure that's how we sound to him. We think we so mature. We so mature. We got it all together. I know his name. I call upon him and I pray just like this. But then when we call out to him or need to do something in faith, it sounds like, ah! Yep, they're still on milk. The way you pray, yep, they still on milk. But in our minds, we see ourselves in so much position with the Most High. And the Most High is like, yep, this is where you at. By your prayers, how you perceive yourself. Where'd that come from? Did it come from the Most High? You notice nobody in the Bible was trying to make themselves really of any value. They knew that a good name brought value. That's why they went in and changed the names in the Bible. Because the name that brought value, they had to remove from you to bring the curse upon you. They used your own book against you, but they changed the names. What they don't realize is that the Father's going to use that same very thing to bring them to shame. You are in the process of watching it. Witchcraft is Christianity. They would tell you in the church, literally, casting a spell over the people. What we think is a spell is not a spell. What a spell is anything that speaks against what the Father says. That's a spell. And no flesh shall what? Glory before me. So every single time in the church, when they say we know that the Messiah's birthday is not December 25th, but we're going to celebrate it anyway, is that not witchcraft in the church? We have been programmed to the witchcraft, the high and deep things of T.D. Jakes. It's so high and deep that Creflo Dollar has taught them what? You don't need the 10 commandments of Yah no more. And that would be now what? An antichrist or an anti-Messiah. Do you understand? There are many anti-messiahs. T.D. Jakes is an anti-messiah. Do you understand? Anyone who teaches against the word and what it stands for is an anti-messiah. They're not anointed, not appointed. They are wolves in sheep clothing, designed to keep you stagnant in your thinking. To tell you what to think, tell you what to believe, and promise you empty promises, empty blessings. The only one getting the money is them. They're the only one who prospering while you seeing your grandma dying. Never prospering up in anything they ever said. But will stay there with the name they gave you because you're scared to get out the boat. But you call yourself a Peter. At least Peter got out the boat. He dared to believe. Now watch this. Who can argue with this? We know the Messiah is talking about Christianity, and he called it witchcraft. Who wants to play? People know my witness. Hold on, let's do it. 2010. Who wants to come against this witness? This witness stands strong, tall, where I have other witness back in this same witness that I'm about to say right now, right now. So anyone who try to come against this and try to say, oh, this is witchcraft, come against this witness. I dare you. 2010, Father says I need to get my children on my timeline. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what? He's talking about the Christians, the church. It gets better. So I got the right message, wrong audience. Next word. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Come again? Come out from among them and be ye separate. What are you telling? He's telling me to come out of the church. Wait a minute. It's so good though. It's so gracious. Come out from among them and be ye separate. And then I was like, Father, you don't get it. The only thing I'm attached to is your bride, your church. These are the words I said to him. He paused. You gotta be loud. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Touch not the unclean thing, and I will be your father, and you will be my son. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I thought I already was your son. But now you tell me, as long as I'm in the church, I can't be your son. This is my testimony. 2010, before there ever was a Kerry Anne GIDDEN. Whose word has been out here first versus another word coming on the scene. May the Most High Yah judge the truth against what is false. I will place, look, he said this. He says to have Christianity. He says, I will place, if you have not so learned the deep things of learn the deep things of Satan, if you have not so learned the deep things of Satan right here, he said, I will place no further burden upon you. He said, learning Christianity is going to be the hardest burden our people will have to bear. Look at that. Listen. It's kind of hard to get my mama to hear the truth. That Christianity got a hard hold on her. What did he just say? But I say to the rest of you in Thyatira who do not hold to her teaching and have not learned the so-called deep things of Satan, I will place no further burden upon you, meaning this by itself is the worst burden one could ever carry. Ooh. The very same thing that everyone said that you needed in your life. You better get some church. Father used it to bring discipline and to show himself to you, but knew you had to go through it, but didn't even know you was in the belly of the beast. Who wants to argue with that? Who wants to argue with that? Who would dare argue with that? Literally. This is powerful. Who would want to argue with that? The Father speaks in reverse in this world that is upside down. The truth is right here in front of our face the whole entire time. Look at this. How many times have we read this and never ever thought about the church? Like the church that you are in, he's saying the deep revelations and all that stuff is the deep things of Satan. So it's going to come like this angel of light. Yeah, light. The God of this age, he has a time, a short time. And his time ends, guess what? When you wake up. If you're still keeping what the world is keeping, and the world cannot receive the truth, how are you awake? Please tell me. How does that make sense? In any likeness. I'm not here to get likes. I'm just telling it like a T.I. is. And y'all know it. I know I don't care about no image. I done did some wild, crazy stuff. Hair crazy, whatever, it doesn't matter. Right? We just here learning. And the Most High be showing out as he always is. He be amongst us. And that's why people keep coming back again and again and again and again, because you get fed. Even people might have seen it 10 times. They be like, this is my favorite part. I love this. Because it's ironically, they always told us to be in a building to feel his presence. But most people are feeling his presence over the internet. Many stories. I was in jail. And one of our people who was in Goshen was pregnant. And so while I was in jail, I remember one night I seen her name. And I began to call out to the Father and talk to the Father about it. And I'm gonna begin to speak out in tongues and everything, in other tongues. And it was like, well, what's Yasser? She was like, oh, he like this. She's like, nah, he was here last night. And so whatnot, like he helped me get through this or something like that. They said something. I was like, wow. So like when you pray in your tongue or pray in your language, it has more power than any language on this earth. That language cuts straight through any mess. The Father hears. That's why the Father says, I'm returning my people back to a what? Pure language. Why? So I can hear you. Everyone else is going to be saying what is false. I'm going to allow it to be a crumb. You understand? Leading you to the other areas, right? That makes sense? You follow me? I know this is hurting people. I know this is hurting people. I know it's hurting. I know it's hurting. I know it hurts. Like, dude, like, all those wasted freaking years. What? I was learning Satanism. That's why he said many. He says, listen, let's go back. Many gonna be like, man, I was with you the whole entire time. You gonna say the part with me, I never knew you. Do you understand that? Many. Shall many shall come in my name again. Many. That's a lot. That's a lot. So do you want to chance that on Christianity? Really? Who gave you the name Jesus? That causes a curse. Do you know that if you call on any other name other than a name that the Father has prescribed, that you have taken an idol in your lips and that you are making yourself a curse or an idol unto him, and it's his job to destroy you from off the face of the earth? That's why the name of Jesus does not work. No longer. The moment we begin to wake up, Father, remove it. The bloop, bloop, you don't need this name no more. Many will say to me on that day, Adonai, Adonai, did we not prophesy in your name? And in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness. So if they're workers of lawlessness, what does the Bible keep saying? Anyone's not willing to take up his stake and follow me. He said that, look, let's see who owns the world. Let's see this. Let's go ahead and check some things out. Matthew. 4. Matthew 4, Luke 4. Yeah. Let's check some things out, family. Let's see who running some things. Temptation. Wait, say what? Okay, let's see what this temptation is all about. You know what I'm saying? It's talking about some temptation inside being tempted. I wonder what he was being tempted with. And I wonder if the world is being ran by these things right now. Even what we call Christianity. I'm just asking questions. I'm just probing. Why would Christianity put away the Apocrypha, but allow only just the Bible to be read? What's up with the Apocrypha? And why would we trust them to say what could be read right now at this time anyway? You see what I'm saying? How can we trust the enemy? But then when we start to rise up and start to think they have to send in someone else to calm us down, to lullaby us back to sleep, and cause us to make us think that we have strayed away from the pack. That's the enemy's job. For whatever word or seed was not really truly sown into their hearts, those seeds fall away. So therefore that person falls back away too. Going back to what? Christianity or Hebrew Christianity. But that should never discourage you from what you're doing. If it discourages you, then it shows you how fake or how weak your faith is. Look, you are in the thick of it now. This is real. This is happening. Forget what everyone's talking about. Forget everyone trying to live comfy. It does not matter right now. Things are about to go down. Everyone knows it. Everyone can feel it. Everyone's walking around with masks. Come on now, like we're in a horror movie or a video game, waiting to be getting shot or something. Are you serious? Are you serious? Muzzle our mouths so we can't say nothing? That's slavery. Working and preparing people's mind for the next step. True slavery. It's coming. All right, let's listen. The temptation of the Messiah. The Messiah was led by the Spirit into the wilderness. I wonder why. To be tempted by the enemy. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. Listen to the tempter. He's always in a mode of prove yourself. You want to do better. Achieve high. Don't aim low. Think about that. The tempter came to him and said, if you are the son of Yah. Proposition. If. Prove to me. I'll tell you if you are or not. If you, see, do you know who I am? All these things. Well, we'll get to that later. So if you are, then show me. What can you do? Show me. Show me. Then I'll believe. If I can see it, I believe it. What's the response to that? Tell these stones to become bread. So on my command, do this. Now, what people don't understand is this, it's powerful. But the word answered, it is written. When the enemy comes in like a flood, it is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of Nezami Yamazu. Understand? When the enemy comes in, the Father lifts up the standard with what? He reminds him of the word that trumps every single thing he tries to do down, which puts him right back into his position, under his feet. These are your orders. Go ahead and go do them. Don't touch this one. Don't touch that one. Have whomever else you will. That's how it works. The ones who are sold out on the word of the Most High, they live. The ones who are not, they're not fit to live. So then they die. This is not the time to start disbelieving and going right back to the prison system that the Father is trying to warn you from. And you just got through seeing it in the scriptures. Did I make anything up? We clearly know who Jezebel is and what she represents. He is literally talking about the church. And then he said that deep things inside of her is witchcraft. Just saying. Like the basics, okay. You start going deep, like, ooh, these the deep secrets I start learning. When I start going into their little visions, and my vision, you're getting into witchcraft. You're starting to see people, look at this. What did it say? Witchcraft in the church. People are coming up calling themselves Christian witches. Guess what? I was saying a while back, I said, you know what? People are going to come out and say this, that they're going to come out openly saying that they are witches. Like I said, Christians, I said, what everyone has thought to be good is about to go in reverse. I said, once the truth is being revealed, everything that the world thought was be true is going to be in reverse. Everything. So like you're gonna start seeing witches and Christians and stuff like that, and I'll be darn gone. Here you go. I was like, and when I was saying, I was like, that just seems so awkward and so just the wrong thing to say. But here I go, I said it, and then I started seeing it. I was like, people literally naming themselves Christian witch. Like, are you serious? Christian witch? Wait a minute though. Christianity is righteousness. Remember that. This is what we were told that was righteous for us. Christianity. How in the world can this be righteousness? But they told us this is righteousness. Just the way to heaven. How does this work? So they would condemn the ones they say look like this and do this as voodoo, but then allow what they consider to be voodoo years ago. Do y'all understand what's happening here? Can y'all? Am I losing my mind? Voodoo and the Christian church have met hands and they're okay with it. Am I? So I guess one type of voodoo is better than the other kind of voodoo. I'm just saying voodoo. Ooh.
Get in the bed. Just, hey, lay your behind down. Say what?
Welcome to the first annual Christian Witches Convention. Monday, Sunday, April 15th. I bet you imagine how many people come out saying like, yo, I've always felt like I had an inner something being within me. Now watch this. Are you ready for this trigger? Dare I say it? Dare I say it? Dare I say it? I need to say it. See, there's this thing called Christian yoga. And Christian yoga is the gateway to being controlled. And it is witchcraft. They allow everything. Yoga. Christian. Yoga philosophy and Christian theology. And the practices of both in order to provide support, education. But what people don't understand is this. You're not doing yoga properly until you are under its full submission. See, yoga, let me show you something. There's 3 spirits that operate from yoga. The moment a person sits on the mat and does this, yoga position. They sing cross. And you know how they do that one thing when they first sit down, they cross their legs. Not that one. What's not it? There we go. This one. Yeah, this one. All right. So the moment they do this, they receive 3 demons automatically. Let me show you what those demons are. This is America. America. This is America. Who hates the truth? This is America. Mm, mm, this is America. Mm, this is America. Mm, she hates you, you, Miss America. Mm, Miss America. Mm, Miss America. Mm, mm, mm. Judgment's coming for you, Miss America. Mm, mm. Miss America. Mm, Miss America. Mm, mm, Father hates you. All right, look. So this is what you can see right here. Brahma. So this position right here will give you off rip Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Shiva sitting at the top of your forehead. Vishnu and Brahma, they're wherever. Now, Shakati. Ooh, this snake. That's the Kundalini, right? Kundalini energy. Why we awaken a snake in yoga practice. Now watch this. Okay. Okay, now watch this. This is what the Father's bringing up. It's about to be powerful. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Yeah. It's gonna hurt. Yeah. Okay. So now we have this going on. You got what I told you. So this is called what? Christian witches, right? And then we got what? Christian yoga. And I told you when you do yoga, it doesn't matter how much you want to call it, you immediately get Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Therefore, you are being set apart for these only. You are not with the Father at all. Period. Not one shape, form, or fashion, son. It's not happening. Okay? Now, the ultimate thing of yoga is to turn you into a witch. Where this entity, as you just got through here, Vishnu, Shiva, you know what I'm saying? All them, yeah. They're literally just using your body, right? So they can impact you with whatever teaching, giving, and you're like here, but not here. Like, it's just what it is. So now we're finding out a lot of the people who are doing what they're doing, they're into yoga. But they're Black Hebrew Israelites, teachers. Like Hoda was found doing yoga. Yoshi was found doing yoga. But they got this divine understanding of the word. Divine understanding of the word. From where? Where did it come from? Who gave it to them? Huh? Who are they submitted to? Witchcraft can be going on, and they had to, because Father says everything you do will be a curse. So that mean church, Father said, she says, do not call church no more, call it prison. So if we call it church, we must call it now witchcraft. But the Bible is true. But the way we learned it is false. It was taught in such a way to curse us. We ate pig while professing that we loved him. We called on other mighty ones while saying that we devoted our lives to him. All of us guilty, deserving death, but he showed mercy. The name of my record label is Mercy Over Judgment Productions. Coincidence? No. We are going to be hated for his name's sake. Everyone who is trying to get their foods or your medicines straight from the earth, trust me, their eye is on you. I guarantee you. The ones who are amongst us are alive, who gets the understanding how to compound the medicines the way that Dr. Sebi did. Guess what? You become a threat. But they say they want you in good health though, right? So they gave you this chart, your daily food chart. And that daily food chart can kill you because it's got so many starches on it that causes cancer. But they love us though, right? They have our best interest, right? And they gave us Jesus Christ, right? Okay. He's a real man. But the name is not right. I believe the whole entire Bible. The Bible is true. But the Bible, the way that we believe it and we want to live it, is outlawed. It's called witchcraft. Think about this. We're in Egypt, right? Can anyone argue and say that we're not in Egypt? Did the Bible say that we're in Egypt? I'm asking it for a reason. Talk to me. You know it's about to blow your mind. Because it's already in there. Come on, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Are we in Egypt? Let's go. Let's do it. I'm feeling frisky. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's see something. Wait a minute. Watch this. We're in Egypt, right? Look at this. This is powerful. It's like the exact same thing. Ironically, no, it's not. Fourth place, flies right. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, go sacrifice to your Yah, right? Within this land. So like where they at? In Egypt. Watch this. But Moses replied, it would not be right to do that because the sacrifices we offer to our Yah would be detestable to the Egyptians. So let's put it in another context. But Moses replied, it would be not right to do that because the sacrifices we offer to our Yah, we offer to Yah, our Yah, would be detestable to the Americans. If we offer sacrifices that are detestable before the Americans, will they not kill us, stone us? So much for equality, right? Making sense? I know that hurt. I know. Be like, you mean I've been fighting for the system for the whole entire time? We all have. That's why the Father said we want to boast in the wealth of the nations. We have to let it be for now. But we all have been in the belly of the beast. That's what the Father showed me a while back. It was like, because I remember like, my family was gone. And it was like, I began to see like the place I was living at, even no matter how big it was, I seen it like a little shack. Like I see the wood up underneath it and the dust traveling on the road. And then I seen it got to a barbed wire. And I seen the barbed wire disappear. And I just seen that the barbed wire, like the plantation just grew, began to have Walmarts, malls, and other different things, and zoos, but had a barrier of how far you could go. They just enlarged the plantations, made us feel like we was at home because we still their bread and butter. So he said you were still slaves. I was like, what? They expanded the plantation, son. Y'all still in captivity. What you knew to be church is prison. Prison? Don't call the church no more. Call it prison. And it made you think about it and think about it. I've been calling it prison for a little bit. And then this year, all the prison doors closed for a little while, signifying our release from this prison sentence. Now, if that don't make you shout, I don't know what will. But the fireworks are about to begin. It's about to be a showdown. It's about to go down. Think about it. Christianity was the last chain that needed to be broken. And its power was dashed to bits before nations. That's why they removed the religious exemption from being vaccinated. I will kill her children with death. Being called a Christian will no longer hold any weight. You're the same as everyone else. They don't see it as real, they see it as fake. I will kill her children with death, where she thought she was going to escape and get up out of this because of a certain status has been removed. The veil has been removed. The protection has been removed right before people's very own eyes. Now people don't want to deal with the truth. They want to continue to stay in the lie. COVID-19 has killed multiple bishops and pastors within the nation's largest where? Bantu Pentecostal denomination or Black Pentecostal denomination. Why? Because I will lay her on a bed of sickness. Them who are in bed with her, I gave the charge for everyone to do what? Come out of her. But people are still stuck on them. So let's listen to this. Who runs the world? But the Messiah answer is written, mentioned under by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of Yah. Then the devil took him to the holy city and set him on the pinnacle of the temple. If you are, here we go with that if again. If you are the Son of Yah, prove yourself. Show me something. If you are the Son of Yah, he said, throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you. Bring up the word, bring up some scripture, and they will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against the stone. The Messiah, or the word, replied, it is also written, do not put the Most High, your Elohim, to the test. Like, you know, you're going to do something, you know, you shouldn't be like, just, yeah. You all up on this building, like, I'm going to just throw myself down, okay? I don't want you to catch me, okay? If I was like, I'm going to need a new leader. I'm going to need a new person, please. Right, and smack. Okay, yes. New leader coming in. Okay, you have been promoted to new leader. Don't do what they did, okay? All right. Now go on, new leader. It's nice knowing you. Whew. I replaced them so quick. It's crazy. My sheep knows my voice, and a stranger voice they will not follow. It's that simple. Simple. You know, it's just that simple. So it is also written, do not put the Most High, your Elohim, to the test. Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. All this I will give you, he said, if you will fall down and worship me. Away from me, Satan, Messiah declared. For it is written, worship the Most High, your Elohim, and serve him only. Meaning what? To do only what the Most High has told you to do. When you do what the Most High has told you to do, that is your worship. Those who worship him in spirit and truth. Meaning what? All that the Messiah kept throwing at him was the word. He's like, don't be worshiping what you think you know. Worship only what the Father has said. Then he said, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that the Father has said. And the Messiah is in the scriptures getting worship too. Then the devil left him. Why? Because he couldn't find any way to make him weak. And the angels came and ministered to him. But look, the enemy says, I own everything. You think that's changed? Who runs Hollywood? How's the whole world affected? Through imagery, through what they hear. So if I was the enemy, I would have control over the media and put on what I want to produce in the atmosphere. If I want killings, we need more people dead. They're not killing each other more enough. Hey, put on this movie about killing. We got any more people, any more directors about to make any more movies about killing? But make sure it's specifically for the Black neighborhood. The Bantus, they're starting to wake up. Thing on it. We can't have them get any kind of power. We have to cause them to keep hating themselves. Because if they overcome this thing on it, then they're going to wake up. Because they have to understand that how they are right now, they used to be the opposite. When they couldn't stand each other now, They have more love for each other than the world can ever understand. How separated they are right now, that means they always banded together. They are the sleeping giant, whom all creation is waiting for them to wake up. But they can only wake up by keeping what the Father has made their standard. And their standard is going to be seen as witchcraft. It's going to be seen as crazy. Why would anyone ever do that? It's going to be over the edge. It's going to be like believing the Father saying it's going to rain. It's going to be something like that. But anything that's already been said and you've been a part of for a little bit, if you feel a little bit uncomfortable over here, you can always run back to this safety net called Jesus or this thing called Christianity and link to yourself to the names that are not above every name, because these names that they keep calling on are modern. They're not ancient. And the people who keep fighting over this stuff, they keep saying, they keep trying to take us back to the gods of our ancestors. Wait a minute. Ancestors. Let's see what ancestors is. They keep trying to take us back to the gods of our ancestors. He says to ask for the ancient. Ooh, someone just gave witness. Hold up. You said to ask for the ancient way. Wait a minute, hold up. This is what Yah says, stand at the crossroads and look. Stand at the crossroads and look, ask for the ancient paths. Where the good way is. It says the good way is in the ancient paths. And walk in it. And walk in what? Walk in this ancient path. And they were talking about like they try to take us back to the gods of our ancestors. The ancient paths. The more we stay away from those names, the curse we become. What other names do we have to call upon then? That the world don't call upon? What will separate us? Think about it. Whatever the world is saying is witchcraft, if they're saying Azami Yah, or Azami Yamazulu, or Yisi Yah Congo is witchcraft, then dang on it, those are the names I want to be called upon. If the world is saying who cannot even understand truth, let's put that, meaning they're not in any condition to tell anyone about the truth. Number one. But I'm supposed to trust your words over what I know to be true and feel shame because I don't identify no longer with a class whom the Father has been calling us out of anyway. Or you can keep that. I burn in flames first before I deny his name. You got me bent. So now I want to mark everything as well, but keep this thing. Listen, the Father got the testimony in their mouth. The gods of our ancestors. That's the ancient way. Right there in our face. Just like the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the tree of life. They're right there. One is being outlawed as the other one. The other one's being outlawed. They're both fighting against one another. And they're at the farthest realm of the coin you can be. One is at the top and the other is at the bottom. But one is perceived to be the bottom, but really it's the top. So they're saying they're trying to take us back to the gods of our ancestors. So ancient, so ancestors, what? That sounds ancient. Let's see what ancestors mean. Ooh, what does that mean? What does ancestors mean? I just want to know what that means. Also known as forefather, foreelder, forebearer. Okay, so like our family tree. They're trying to take us back home. They're trying to take us back to where we came from. They call it witchcraft. Ancestor worship. The veneration of the dead, including one's ancestor, is based on love and respect for the deceased. Some culture is related to the beliefs that the dead have a continual existence. It may have possessed the ability to influence the fortune of the living. Some groups venerate that direct familiar. Now, the father told me that they're going to exaggerate what? The truth. They're going to over-exaggerate it. They're going to add some stuff to it to keep it hidden. But we do believe in life after death. We believe in that. Well, that's why what people be doing this. They want to live forever. But Christianity believes, do they believe the same thing? They believe if you believe in Jesus, then you're saved. Saved from what? Why should you be saved? Did you show up to any of his feasts? Or did you just keep, Christmas and say that was his feast? Where was your obedience versus you always trying to give a sacrifice? How could you say that you know him when everything you begin to fight against, you try to find out about him, you begin to fight against it? But you keep telling him, Father, I want the truth. But then when the truth comes, you resist it. How you expect something new when you want to keep with the old? How? What you have, has it ever blessed you? Think about that for a minute. So what do you have to lose then? If what you have right now has not blessed you thus far, what are you waiting on? And I'm not telling you going out getting skull heads and chicken and stuff like that. Ooh, that's that. But look at this though. There was offering. Look at this. Do we want to go look at it? Let's go look at this. Let's go do this. Let's go see what they call voodoo. Is the very same thing that Abraham and them was doing. Look. Abraham, Genesis 15. Father is showing this stuff to me in my head. He's just showing it. He said, go here. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's right. And then he started a fire. This is his covenant. He just got through doing some cut-ups. Don't voodoo include a lot of cutting up of animals and stuff like that. I'm just saying, right? Am I making this up? I'm just saying. What is that? It's like the sketch drawing of the Bible or something. I need the real drawing of the Bible, not the sketch drawing, please. What was that? A little ant that showed up on my screen, like, who are you?
Oh my God. Go, 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 open it, open it, lay down behind it. Lay down.
Right. God's covenant with Abram. After these events, the word of Yah came to Abram in a vision. Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield, your very great reward. And Abram replied, O Nizam, what can you give me, since I remain childless, and the heir of my house is Eliezer of Damascus? Abram continued, behold, you have given me no offspring, so a servant in my household will be my heir. Then the word of Nizami Yamazulu came to Abram, saying, this one will not be your heir. Now, number one, you have to be crazy, because here is this voice speaking out to you that most people cannot see. So number one, they're going to think that you have lost your mind, right? Number one, okay? Just want you to know that. There is no person standing. You cannot see. You can only hear. That would be considered a person who is a lunatic, right? One who is mad. Most prophets were seen to be mad. Okay? But one who comes from your own body will be your heir. And Nzambi took him outside and said, look to the heavens and count the stars if you are able. Then he told him, so shall your offspring be. That's powerful. Abram believed. Listen what he did. He believed. Even though he heard, he believed. He believed, Yah. And it was credited to him as what? Righteousness. So the things you do does not count for you. They can count against you. It was he believed that was credited to his account of righteousness. Because when you believe, then nothing becomes impossible. The seal becomes open. Your mind becomes open. Nothing is unseen. Nothing. You be like, all right. You'll be expecting the unexpected. It'll put you in a whole nother zone. You'll be right there with the Father, like, The set apart spirit will be right there guiding you, protecting you. See, the enemy, I'm gonna say it like that, want to keep everybody's mind docile, not thinking about what they're doing really. Make them think that everything is pretty when it's not. Then the word of Yah came to him saying what? This one will not be your heir, but one who comes from your own body will be your heir. And the Most High took him outside and said, now look to the heavens and count the stars, if you are able. Then he told him, so shall your offspring be. Abram believed Yah, and it was credited to him as righteousness. The Most High also told him, I am the Most High, who brought you up out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give you this land to possess. But Abram replied, In Zambia, how can I know that I will possess it? Watch this. And the Zambi said to him, wait a minute, bring me a heifer? Wait a minute. So your answer to my question is for me to bring an animal to you? It considers to be witchcraft, right? But them getting little milk and cookies and taking it all out of order and stuff is not witchcraft. Them taking crosses and some little mixture and placing an idol on your forehead in broad daylight in a shrine at the beginning of it. The church is a shrine, number one. So you're inside of an idol, placing an idol, sign of an idol on your forehead, and this is not witchcraft. This is not deep things of Satan. Do we really want to go there? People are literally standing up there on the altar, a satanic, now that we understand the deep things of Yah, now that altar is really satanic. Ouch. Strange fire, strange fire. The real strange fire is the same thing that the Father's calling us out of, because he says judgment is raining down upon it. And he called it what? Satanism. That was strange fire. Shots fired. Kerry Anne. Listen, Christianity is strange fire. What is it called?
You keep taking them off.
Come here, boy. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back.
I'm trying to fix it. It's late. I got to my bed home.
So look at this though. I know it's like, it's her like, dang, that is serious, right? Look what the Father is requiring of Abana. He's asking him to offer a heifer, a goat, a ram, what? Each 3 years old, along with a turtle dove and a young pigeon. Now imagine that going to the market and going to get this stuff. But you already have it in your field. So you going, you know, just going to grab a heifer, a goat, a ram, each 3 years, and some turtle dove and some young pigeons for a covenant. Imagine that now. Now the Englishman would see this as strange, deranged, and witchcraft. It'll be our way. I know that was good. I know it was good. I know. See how Americanized we have been. But the Bible says that we become strange to her. It did. It said we will forget about mama. We will forget our ways about mama. It said it. It said, you're going to forget about me. You're going to forget about me. And we did. So we forgot, we became strange to her. All right. All right, here we go. And after Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Yisolele in Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censer of gold. Hey, sit down, boy. And the veil and the crown and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also of the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures, which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went to his own land, having made a great massacre, and spoken very, very proudly. There was a great mourning in Israel, or Yisolele, in every place where they were. Remember, this is Christians. It's Christians. The same one that people are vouching for right now. Vouching for their oppressor's tongue. Look, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and the young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women were changed. Every bridegroom took her lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector a tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceably words unto them. But all was deceived. Some backstabbing about to take place. But when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Yisolele. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the woman, children, took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then they built up something fake. Then they built up the city of David with a great, strong wall and with a mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it with armored victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of what our homeland, they laid them up in there, so that they became a sore snare. They put it inside of that fortress that they call over there in Jerusalem. They put in those simple people, which is the Macedonians, which is what? Grecians, who people call Jews, or the Jewish people. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary. So the place where they're laying at right now is what? Is in adverse to the real sanctuary. It lies in wait against. So it's not where the sanctuary is at. It lies in wait. So it's a booby trap. Anyone who goes over that way, it is a trap. It's a trap to waste time. Right? The place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to what? Yisolele. It's an adversary to us. For they that shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, in so much. Now watch this. The church, what? Backs that Israel. That's what they do. They back that Jews. They back the Jews. They back the Macedonians. They back the beast. But then they're going to tell you how to think and tell you what witchcraft is when they've been so right all this time, though, right? If they've been right so all this time, why is the Father calling us up out of it? Why? If it was so good. So we're going to listen to them and to what their standard of what truth and what righteousness is. Seriously. Okay. The church standard. They say you ain't got to keep the 10 Commandments. The church's standard. So go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead. And so much that inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made of habitation. Look at this. And so much that the inhabitants of the real place, right? Azania, the inhabitants, that means us, fled because of them. Who? These Christians. Whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers. What happens to us? And became strange. Her ways became strange. Her ideology became strange. The very thing that caused us to be cursed happened to us. We forgot mama. We begin to break Proverbs, which is to honor thy mother and your father, that you may live long upon the earth. Jerusalem, if I forget about you, let my right hand forget what it's supposed to do, and let my tongue stick to the roof of my mouth. A curse set in because we forgot about mama. But mama is the very same thing that rises up at the last minute. The earth speaks out for us. The earth is literally healing us now. And that's why they destroyed all these holistic doctors, because of the earth. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah. So they knew that the earth can destroy what their plans was. So they had to do what? Get rid of the holistic doctors. Why? Because they knew the plan is that, dang, we can release all this stuff all we want to, but the people can still heal themselves quickly. Who knows how to mess with the earth? Dr. Sebi, this person, this person. If you notice, holistic doctors, they deal with the natural herbs. So watch this. So we're going to become strange to her tactics, strange to our doctrine, strange to the truth. Look, so if we find out that mama is what we call Africa or Mbo, think about it. Everyone's against a lot of the so-called African ways. I mean, we don't want to listen to it. Like, what about this? Like, no, we ain't listening. No. That is voodoo. Get away from me. Get away from me. But would gladly accept the name Jesus that literally do not mean salvation. Quickly. Let that sink in real quick. I know that could hurt. I know that hurt. Like, I know it hurt. Think about that. How you gonna weigh balance to everything what you're talking about if you will not even weigh balance with what something might be opposite? How? Her sanctuary was laid waste. You think they want you to be alive? You think they're gonna give you the real name that's gonna bring back this glory? That's why we on this right feast days things. Look, you notice that we did get the moon. We got the full moon. We don't be looking for it. But when it happens, hey, but it was the full moon. Our Sabbath was on a full moon. Like Father is speaking, like, here you go, son. It was just powerful. Right? So her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning. So what did he say? Her feasts were outlawed. So if you're keeping the feast, when they told you to keep the feast, you're keeping the wrong feast. Because her feast is like Sleeping Beauty. It's sleeping. It's been outlawed. Play with it if you want to. Christianity has taken its place. It's the new gospel. Christianity. This is the great far away. Christianity was the great far away. Christianity. When our people was being converted over to Christianity. Because if they didn't accept Jesus, they would die. So Jesus became their savior and saved their lives. But they lose it in the end because they denied it. What is a profit, man, to gain the world but lose your soul? You had to deny my name to get it. You ain't getting nothing without denying my name. And the enemy's gonna make sure you know that you are denying his name just for a little bit of fame. You got me bent. Care who it is. If I know his name, I'm gonna say his name. Now watch this. As had been her glory, so was now her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be what? One people. Conquer and divided them. He conquered them. They're about to come integrate. We have seen this before. Martin Luther King integrated the people. They're always trying to integrate us because when they integrate us, it's kind of hard to see what is truth and what is not because we're all doing the same things. But when we separate apart and did our own thing, they'll be scared because they understand we possess something they don't. We are the true people of this earth, period. And everything lets them know that in their bones. They know they did us wrong. They know they did us wrong. And they got to pay for that. They know they did us wrong. Look. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many of the Israelites or what? Bantus consented to what? To his religion. Wait a minute. They consented to his religion. Do you see it? So these set apart people consented to the beast. What was the beast? Christianity. And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. Who wants to keep defending Christians? Christianity. I just want to know who wants to keep doing that. I got more. The Messiah called Christianity Satanism. Play with it. Please come. Please, please bring it. The God of our ancestors speaks of an ancient pathway, while modern names do not even leave a trace. Scripture says to follow or to ask for the ancient pathway. For it's the good way, for the ancient paths. Ask where the good way is. Jerusalem's final warning. Were they ashamed of the abomination they committed? No, they were not at all ashamed. They did not even know how to blush, so they would fall among the fallen. When I punish them, they will collapse, says Yahuwah, or says Nzambi. This is what Yahuwah or Nzambiah says. Stand at the crossroads and look, observe, ask for the ancient paths. Like, look, keep looking, search. Just come to the crossroads and look. You see new tracks? Ask. If you see something different than what you were supposed to be seeing, ask for the ancient paths. Look, stand at the crossroads and look. Ask for the ancient paths. Where is what? The good way, the good seed. Then walk in it and find what? True shalom, true shalem, true kusabi for your souls. But they said, we will not walk in it. We will rather have this Jesus peace. We would rather have these lies. We would rather be comfortable for a season in these lies. So, understand, family, the enemy is crafty. That's why the Father says right here, many shall say to me, Lord, Lord, look, did I not do this? He goes, I don't know you. Everyone is not of the Father. I don't care what they say, how they prophesy, I don't care. Everyone is not of him, right? And no wonder for Satan, what masquerades as an angel of light, right? It is not surprising then if his servants masquerades as servants of what? Righteousness. Now, can you think what that might mean just a little bit? Could that be pastors? Just saying. It's going to be many of these, pastors, prophets, prophetesses, teachers, people just putting themselves in these positions too. Putting themselves. Not really being called, they're just being, picked. Not by the set apart spirit either. Just being picked. But people ain't gonna like this. Why? Because people love their teaching or education while they was in the Christian church. This is coming against their idol. That Father got to smash to bits to set them free. So we got people who are azar themselves. Look, let's read it. Hope you will bear with a little of my foolishness, but you are already doing that. I am jealous for you with a set apart jealousy, for I promised you to one husband to present you as a pure virgin to the word. I'm afraid, however, that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may be led astray from your simple and pure devotion to the word. For if someone comes and proclaims a Messiah other than the one we proclaim, or if you have received a different spirit, than the one you received, or a different gospel than the one you accepted, you put up with it way too easily. I consider myself in no way inferior to those super apostles. Although I'm not a polished speaker, I am certainly not lacking in knowledge. We have made this clear to you in every way possible. Was it sin for me to humble myself in order to exalt you? Because I preached the gospel of Yah to free you of charge. Free to you of charge. Speak the gospel of Yah to you free of charge. I robbed other churches by accepting their support in order to serve you. And when I was with you and in need, I was not a burden to anyone. For the others who came from Macedonia supplied my needs. I have refrained from being a burden to you in any way, and I will continue to do so. Also, as surely as the truth of the word is in me, this boast of mine will not be silenced in the regions of Archaea. Why? Because I do not love you. Yah knows I do. But I keep on doing what I'm doing in order to undercut those who want an opportunity to be regarded as equals in the things of which they boast. For such men are false apostles, deceitful workers, masquerading as apostles of the word. And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. It is not surprising then if his servants masquerade as servants of righteousness. Their end is correspond to their actions. So we see in the church, there's a lot of funny noise going on, right? Look at this, priest molesting. This is supposed to be the church, right? They gave us the name Jesus. You want to know how we receive the name Jesus? Look at this. How can this be equal with anything that the Father says is set apart? How? Anyone who stands up for this, you are crazy. If you stand up for what the name they gave you, they keep us oppressed, many of our people die calling upon that name. Do you understand? Huh? This is how we receive Jesus. This is how they receive it. Yeah. And now we so gladly say that name, right? When they would rather die than to say that name. But we so strong though, right? We so righteous, so holy. But there was force. If they didn't say the name of Jesus, this is how they died. Took them 10 days to sit on this. And it just kept opening you up. And it pierced your insides. That's the whole thing. It's going to pierce you all the way straight through. It's cutting you apart. Do you understand? When it's all said and done, this spear is going to be in your insides, coming up your middle. That's the picture of this. Woo. And they went through this. It took them 10 days for their bodies to slide all the way down on there and them in the pole to go all the way straight through their body. 10 days. Just like it talks about in Revelations. Their body is bleeding out. These are believers. What are you? It was in a world who did not understand what they believed. and was trying to get them to convert to what we call today Christianity. Oh yeah, by this way, since all of this stuff is going on, that would make this Christianity New Age. New Age doctrine. Yep. It's not ancient, because they're warning us against, calling on the gods of our ancestors, signifying that it's old. And then what we're in right now must be New Age. It's New Age. Christianity is New Age. It has no eternal value. What they taught you in Christianity. The Bible is true. Stuff is crazy, right? This is how they received Jesus. That's how they did it. And now we so gladly think about it. I want you to think about the mindset. I will rather die having my body ripped apart than to say that name. Can you imagine? The blood right there. I would rather die than to say that name. Hey, like, you can't get me to say that name. I don't care what you think you're gonna do to me. You can't get me to say that name. I'd rather burn on the stakes that you have set for me. But you ain't gonna get me to say that name. That's faith. That's belief. That's truth. That's worth living and dying for. Stuff like that. That's what it's going to take. And they loved their lives not unto the death. And they overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. It's not going to be from this world. It's going to be totally out of this world. I mean, it's not going to be what the world values to be true. Look at this snake around this thing right here. Look at that. Ain't that some? Here is a snake around the whole entire thing. Wow. Judas Chair. Music Judas Chair Collective. What the? Just, you serious? Disrespectful. All right, look. So. All right. But look. This is how they receive Jesus. And then when they exclaim, say, you not calling on Jesus and you need to come back to him. Like, no, like he a slave master. That's exactly what he is, man. Like a slave master, dude. He was holding slaves in derision as long as they needed to be. And then when the Father lifted the veil and gave us another name, then we begin to start seeing stuff differently. But all the time while we was up under that veil, we couldn't see past it. But the Father is merciful. Merciful. Look, Christians causing butthurt. The victim will be placed in the waist harness above the pyramid-shaped seat. They're already dealing with the pyramids. Who's doing this? The church. And the very same thing that they're coming against is the very same thing they've been a part of the whole entire time. How in the world, how can Satan cast out Satan? So you just only seeing one side of Satan, but didn't see the other side of Satan, the good witch and bad witch. I done did this many times. That's what Christianity is. Good witch, bad witch. So they'll say that's why you can see a good witch. It's like, oh, she's just a good witch. And then it's like, oh, that's the bad witch. Burn the bad witch, but the good witch gets to live. The Bible says, suffer not a witch to live, period. To also be a witch is to open up your mouth and say something the Most High has not said. Soothsaying. All that kind of stuff. Calm the people. After the Father has called for an uproar. That's soothsaying. Any word that is said outside of what he is saying, that is soothsaying. That is witchcraft. Because no flesh shall glory in my sight, right? Every man will have to give account for every idle word spoken. Why? Because it will be the same thing as witchcraft. That's why it's his word versus his word. Because witchcraft always wants to exert its authority over the word of Yah. But the witchcraft is not going to come in the form of what we know witchcraft is going to be. It's going to come in the form of policy. It's going to come in the form of the law. You know, stuff like that. It's going to challenge those who believe and those who don't believe, where their faith really lies at, you know. So it could be counted to them as righteousness. Are you understand? It's got to be a real challenge. It ain't going to be like this little petty thing that Christians believe and tell you that they don't escape all this punishment. Then why you still here then, buddy? You look like you're in the middle of this right now, buddy. I haven't seen you disappear yet. Where's your magical wings? You have some magical wings. This brother got magical wings. He's about to disappear any minute. I guess it ain't got it's like I guess it ain't got worse yet. It haven't got really, really bad. They'd be like, well, it hasn't got really bad yet. Start cutting off heads. You're still here. It hasn't really gotten bad yet. The best is yet to come. All right. Okay. Good luck with that. 0333. That's my number. Yeah, good luck with that. All right. Now go on. They called my number. Yeah, they call your name to get your head chopped off. All right. So I guess it never got better, huh? Just saying. The Father says a remnant for a reason. With the point inserted into the anus or vagina, then very slowly lowered by ropes. The subject is tortured by intense pressure and stretching of the orifice, eventually succumbing to tears in muscle tissue that could turn septic and kill from infection or simply being impaled. See? Their body is going always straight through it like a dagger, and it cuts through their body. Look, or simply being impaled. They either die from infection or they die from being impaled. It's going always straight through. Christianity. The very same thing people are fighting for right now. And keep saying Jesus, oh Jesus. As if they don't understand that this is a spell. It's the name of another. So-called God. The cradle of Judah. You really want to play with this? Like seriously, you really want to play with this? This is Christianity. Christians. What about hanging on crosses? What about that? What about Christian torture chambers, huh? Christian torture. Why do you need torture chambers? And it's showing you literally what kind of doctrine they have. Huh? What? They got everyone to accept the name Jesus with torture. That's how it's the name, the number one name in the world right now. Like a lie. There's no other name than the name of Jesus. There's no other name higher than that name. You touch that name, you going to hell, buddy. Touch. Isaiah Congo is his name. May that name be exalted. Isaiah Congo. It is. These different articles. We got Judas chair. Oh, we got a way we can stretch you out. The rack. The coffin. Huh? The wooden horse. The guillotine. Now the 700 Club. Right? The same ones we're going to give you life now, right? We've been doing this to you for all these years. Then all of a sudden we're going to offer you salvation. Have you lost your mind? Am I taking crazy pills? Have I lost my mind? Yeah, putting it up right now. All right, so we can see here what the New Age religion is truly. Father said to ask for the ancient past. Christianity, if it was New Age, he would have never told us to ask for something different. Paul said that the Antichrist spirit was there at the same time he was there. So it's always been amongst us. But what was around there at that time that was disguising itself as another gospel? The Roman Catholic Church. See what I'm saying? The disciples kept alluring to something else amongst them, saying, but you are not like this. You're different. You believe this. You believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were trying to make a distinction. That the spirit of the Most High lives in you. You like pretty much telling you are different. Even now. So we know that they put that name in there because we know that's not his name, right? So they took out the real name because we've been saying that name for a long time. It's never brought forth any kind of salvation. Never. But self forced us into denying his name, right? By this you will know the spirit of Yah. Every spirit that confesses that Yisa Yah Congo has come in the flesh is from Yah. And every spirit that does not confess that Yisa Yah Congo has not come in the flesh. This is the true spirit of the anti-Messiah, which you have heard is coming and is already in the world at this time. Look what he said, at this time. So the church, their doctrine was there at the same time while the gospel was going forth. Coming up with something new. Teotw or Paul or them was fighting Rome. The Roman doctrine. Same doctrine that our people would end up succumbing to because they would be conquered by them. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. Let that sizzle for a minute. The Father said you will be serving their gods. All of them. Without you even knowing it. Who is Jesus? Please tell me who he is. Who is Jesus? The person is real. We'll be giving credit to the wrong person. But therefore, the Father can't hear. And no more. That's why he's restoring us to a perfect language. So he can say, I can hear you for the first time. While everyone will still be calling on stuff that's broken. Because they were missing the time frame of the Most High. Like the virgins, like the lost virgin, the foolish virgin. They're not going to have any oil revelation to know what the next thing is coming because they keep rejecting the truth when it comes. The truth will only come for so long and then afterwards you'll stop getting it. Serious. Let's stop getting it. And then it's on whatever's going to happen. So the anti-Messiah spirit is already in the world at the time while the real gospel is there at the same time. And how old is this again? It's the New Testament. Testifying about the same spirit that people are talking about right now. New Age doctrine, and happen to be a part of the New Age doctrine the whole entire time. Christianity is New Age. And they call it anti-Messiah spirit. It's New Age. You little children are from Yah and have overcome them. The greater is he, what? Who is in you than he that's in the world. Now cultures, watch this. Cultures have boundaries. It's the cultures or the people who have no culture, who have no boundaries. Cursed are you who practice lawlessness. Christianity, there's nothing that you cannot not do. There's no boundaries. There is no boundaries. There's nothing to challenge you. There's nothing. There's no consequences. Just everything's all forgiven. It's just all. You know, it's not if you lie, you're gonna die. You know, it's not. You know, it's not. No fear. It's just reverence. You're not supposed to fear the Most High. You're just supposed to just reverence Him. I learned early on, you are supposed to fear Him in every single way that you know that word. I'm talking about you are supposed to be shaking in your boots. Fear Him. That's what that means. That don't mean, you know, you're just supposed to show reverence. But that means when you say my name or speak my word, you better be reverencing me the whole entire time when it's going on. You better be shaking in your boots. Because if you are saying anything I have not said to you, boom, you can die. That's like saying you better put some respect on it. I'm serious. That's what he's saying. You better put some respect on it. The Father different. He is not what people think he is. And he's like some little Muppet baby or something. He's just gonna appear like, oh. And he was just so joyful. He was so happy. And, okay. The Father had killed people for less. So. All right. So I see this right here. May the Most High bless everyone and may you understand. Don't be fooled at this time. We've made a lot of progress. The enemy now parades himself as angels of light. So whatever the world is going to tell you is angel of light, they're pointing you to a church. Know that it's Satanism. I'm just sorry, but it's the truth. We have to see the truth of what it is, because truth is not biased. It's absolute. So this is going to cause you to be hated because it's the truth. In His name. Think about it. It's being set up right now. So go to the roots. I mean, like, don't be burning sage and all that kind of crazy stuff. We don't do all this stuff. See, they be trying to add that extra stuff into it. No. Soursop bitters, women's tonic, men's tonic. Get anything that is from the ground that you need for your backaches, any kind of thing, because the earth helps the woman. The Father made for the earth to help us. That's why he told us to go back to the earth to get everything from our earth. Everything. For our symptoms. Everything. So, everything is you're going to be seen as a witch. What kind of brewing you brewing? And if they get a word on you, that's what I said, if you start getting really good, they'll cut their eye on you. Why? Because you will start cutting money from Big Pharma. Big Pharma makes money from people not knowing. That's what it's all about. It's a money scam. And the more people we can get sick without causing them to recover quickly, makes money for us. That's what the coronavirus is all about. We had to make sure all these holistic doctors are dead before we can release this virus. Why? Because any holistic doctor can make this coronavirus dissipate, go away. So they had to make sure the people who know how to work with the earth are dead. Because the earth and what they're trying to do is going to battle against one another. Because the earth is the father. The chemicals will be the enemies. All right. Yeah, have a good one, family. Kusada.